We have just witnessed a legacy performance from Connor McDavid in Game 5, and now there has been a shift in the balance of this series. The Edmonton Oilers are dragging the Panthers back to Alberta for Game 6 after the most intense and thrilling game of this series. Panthers fans are in shambles right now, and Oilers fans can feel the comeback in their bones. So let's break down how the Edmonton Oilers were successfully able to plant the seed of doubt in Game 5. Right out of the gate, we had both goalies bail out their team. The Panthers are the team that gets a lot of love for their cycle game, but the Oilers are just as good at it, and Janmark is going to pop into the gap, but he's stopped by Officer Bob, who got pulled in Game 4. Now hold that thought while we watch Stuart Skinner make not one, but two huge saves to follow that up and keep this game at zeros early on. Now before this series even started, special teams were going to be crucial for the Oilers' success against the Panthers. The penalty kill for Edmonton scored a shorty in Game 4 for the first goal of the game, and they double dip again in Game 5. The Oilers play a wedge +1 on the PK, and when executed properly with the top forward taking the correct route, it can spring a player for a shorthanded chance. Connor Brown and Mattias Janmark have looked like Gretzky and Messier on the PK with how well they can anticipate and play off of each other. In Game 4, it was a fantastic read by Brown to chip this puck by the aggressive Panther, and then Janmark takes off as that top forward to make it a 2-on-1 to score. In Game 5, it's again Connor Brown with just a great route to the most dangerous area of the ice. As the penalty killer, you want to take away the middle of the ice and force the play up the boards or along the wall. So, Brown heads straight to the blue line to cut off the D-to-D pass, anticipating that Montour will go low with this puck. Unfortunately, Montour was feeling a little dicey and decided he wants to send a pizza hot and ready up the middle. Downtown Connor Brown anticipates that, shows the patience of a monk on a breakaway, and buries to give the Oilers a 1-0 lead. That giveaway has got to royally piss off Panthers fans. Brutal turnovers are enough to make a grown man want to lose his mind, and a close second, and I mean we're talking a real close second, is using a slow web browser. With how many clips, storylines, and stats I'm sifting through every day, organization is my top priority, and I just love how Opera has implemented their tab islands and tab emojis to make things way easier. A little sneak peek behind the scenes here, but I got my own little madness set up to stay organized, and I usually have all the hot topics under the fire emoji. All the missed calls and controversial storylines go under the crying emoji. That way we account for everyone's tears. And finally, I keep all the individual and team breakdowns under the hockey emoji to keep things nice and organized. The Tab Island feature also keeps me from wanting to put my head through a wall like other browsers. I mean, just look at this. Opera assigns the tab with a color so that I can group the tabs under the assigned topic and then collapse it all to keep everything nice and organized. Is my OCD showing itself right now? Absolutely. But you're looking at a guy who likes to break down hockey systems in his spare time, so give me a break. In all seriousness, huge shout out to Opera for making the behind the scenes a lot easier for these videos. You can download the latest version with both the tab emojis and islands in the description below and start browsing with Opera. Now, after the Oilers' PK got on the board, their power play would get a chance to pull their weight. In games 1-4, the Oilers went 1 for 16 on the power play, but in Game 5, they went 2 for 5. A big reason they had success in Game 5 was because of their puck movement to beat Florida's aggressiveness on the PK. When a team moves the puck this quickly and precisely like Edmonton does here, it forces the penalty killers to have to retreat and be more calculated with their aggression. The Bush bomb goes off Zach Hyman, and it's 2-0 Oilers. Death, taxes, and former Leafs being clutch in the NHL playoffs. Connor McDavid would get an assist on that play, but then after that, he just completely took over the hockey game. Foegele is going to get to this puck first. He wins a puck battle and then sends a tough pass to McDavid's backhand. But there's no such thing as a bad pass to a great player because his first touch is perfect. He doesn't even skip a beat. He's got his eyes up on Bobrovsky, looking for an opening the whole way, and this cheeky bastard goes along the ice to make Bob look silly.
Bobrovsky, you're an embarrassment! punishment to the department, Bobrovsky!
That is one that Bobrovsky wants back. It's definitely a bad goal to let in, but when you understand the mind games between McDavid and Bob, you'll understand why Bobrovsky looked like he was just standing there like he was playing road hockey. McDavid, from this exact spot, has been torching goalies who go into the RVH position his entire career. As soon as they drop down to cover low, he's going roof to make them look silly. Knowing this, Bobrovsky stays on his feet. He doesn't give anything up top, but because McDavid is a hockey cyborg built in a lab, he has his head up the entire way and he takes what Bobrovsky gives him and throws the unexpected low shot. So that's okay, no big deal. 2 points on the night. Panthers fans are starting to feel a bit queasy watching McDavid cook, and then he does something like this.
What a brilliant piece of work! McDavid to Perry, and it's 4-1.
He dances through the middle, slips through everyone like butter, and he feeds the worm Corey Perry for one of the most absurd goals I've ever seen in a cup final. Most power plays have 2 guys on the drop back when entering the zone, but the Oilers only have 1. And it's Connor McDavid because of his speed and skill. The funny part is that Florida is in their 1-3 and they're in good structure against McDavid on the entry. But McDavid's going to beat the F1 with his speed and then just zeroes in on Mikkola, who's in the middle of a pivot. McDavid sees those toes pointing the wrong way, gets giddy, and is going to attack against his momentum. Mikkola throws out his stick and McDavid is going to take full advantage. Not once, but twice he taps it under this poor fella's stick. Mikkola's in a pretzel before he knows it, and McDavid has the awareness to send it over to Perry for a tap-in. With the Oilers up 4-1, it is fully the Connor McDavid show, but then the Panthers started to come alive. For the most part, these past 2 games, the Oilers have done a good job at getting the puck north quickly to evade the Panthers' pressure. Stuart Skinner in particular came out to play the puck a lot in Game 4 to help the Oilers on their breakout and help evade that pressure. However, in Game 5, we see what happens when it backfires. The Panthers' speed on the forecheck ties up every option for Skinner, so he has to just poke this puck over to nobody. Florida smothers the Oilers' defense and it ends up in the back of the net. After that, you could just feel the momentum start to shift as Florida got back to their identity. Here, the Oilers got a chance to clear the puck, but there's 3 layers of Panthers pushing along the wall to stop it from going out. Ekman-Larsson keeps it in, throws it back down low to Tkachuk. He's then going to jump up in the play and activate into the slot, and he hammers one home to make this a 4-3 game. Everyone in Edmonton starts to have chest pains, and the Panthers are pouring on the pressure, getting chances left, right, and center, but they just can't tie it. Florida pulls the goalie. Janmark just whiffs on being the hero, and Tkachuk makes a dive-in play on the goal line. Like, look at this. Are you nuts? Are you kidding me right now? He just gets back in time, and then all that just for Connor McDavid to come in and seal the game. Now, I do have a problem with Ekman-Larsson here. Like, buddy, you stop moving your feet, no knee bend, just completely gives up on the play, and he allows McDavid to stroll in and end the game. Panthers GM Bill Zito says, "F this water bottle, I gotta go back to f***ing Alberta, Canada, and he's gotta do it against Connor McDavid." This was without a doubt a legacy game for McDavid. He had 4 points in this one and set an NHL record by being the first player in history to have 8 points in a 2-game stretch in the Stanley Cup Final. He's got 42 points in these playoffs. That's 5 shy of Wayne Gretzky's record, and this entire performance will be his legacy. The points are one thing, but if he can will this team to actually come back and pull a reverse sweep, it would without a doubt cement his legacy in the sport of hockey. So, what did you think of Game 5? Are the Panthers actually going to choke this series, or does the fairy tale comeback end in Game 6? Let us know in the comments down below, and as always, if you want to see more breakdowns just like this, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that you don't miss a single thing.